What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Chinnist. Today is September 12th, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. I have my haul here of 23. I have read this stack, great stack this week. Congratulations to Connie Alejandri. You are the lucky winner of the Deadpool 2 free digital giveaway from last week. I've sent you a comment with my email. Please get back to me. For this week's free digital giveaway, I'm going to be giving away the Black Panther movie. Excellent movie, man. Love that character. All you have to do to enter is be 18 or have parental consent. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment, "I want Black Panther." Starting off on the DC side of things, The Flash. So they have introduced the various Still Force, the Sage Force, the Strong Force, and the Speed Force so far. This one issue really explains the science of the Strong Force. Barry Allen is learning this, the Strong Force along with the readers at this point in time. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. You know, wondering how far they're going to take all these forces. You know, is it going to be an ongoing thing, or are they going to kind of close it up at this this story arc? You know, just kind of wondering how far DC is going to really take these new forces introduced. The Immortal Men. So one of the new Age of Heroes, this is one that is indeed going to be canceled. At the very end of this issue, it looks like this number 6 is it, which is very unfortunate. You know, I really latched onto this one title just because it was very reminiscent of the X-Men, in my opinion. The characters they introduced, you know, the Charles Xavier type of approach to it, the school that they tried to, you know, take on younger immortals and try to, you know, start to train them. So, you know, very unfortunate that they are going to be closing up this title. I hope they do something with these great characters that they've introduced so far. So yeah, the Immortal Men, number 6, it looks like the final issue. One more new Age of Heroes, Sideways. Yet another hero that I really enjoyed. You know, I'm not sure if they're going to be canceling Sideways yet or not. But, you know, very reminiscent of Peter Parker. I fully agree, and that's what kind of makes him pretty cool. You know, I just love his banter. So this one has a lot to do with Zatanna. They're kind of explaining the, I guess, the magical side of Sideways powers, you know, kind of going all the way back to the Batman Who Laughs, and kind of, you know, explaining what all happened here and how he got his powers. So yeah, enjoyed it so far. You know, I hope they keep Sideways going at least, but you know, only the future will tell. Picked up one just for the cover. This was a Bill Sienkiewicz. This is part of the Sandman universe, House of Whispers. This is either number 1 or a one-shot. Not really sure. Picked it up, just saw that it was selling out. Bill Sienkiewicz is a great artist. Did not really like this cover too much. This one's going to be going in my spec box. Moving on to Marvel Infinity Wars. Man, great storyline so far. Really enjoy this one. You know, they're always having people dying and, you know, a little bit of twist here and there. This one really starts to explain. So Gamora has all of the, Gamora's Requiem here in this universe. Come to find out, she kind of peered into, you know, the time-space that she has, and she saw another universe to where there's a Requiem and there's a Gamora. You know, they're two separate people. So there's a Requiem who's separate over here. So found that one pretty intriguing. But this is where she starts kind of messing around with time and space, and she kind of folds time in on itself. And this is where she actually created some of these new amalgam type of characters coming out. So you have Captain America mixed with Doctor Strange, and a few more introduced here. I think it's a couple pages into it. And these people, here you go. They introduce all the various new characters, and each one of these characters, I believe, will have their own one-shot title. Coming out within the next few months. So yeah, pretty cool to see, you know, just change up the storyline just a little bit more, you know, give the fans, you know, just a little bit more what if type of storyline. So yeah, really enjoy it. Infinity Wars. Weapon H. So this kind of continues the story arc. Captain America kind of teamed up with our hero, what was it? I think just last issue. You start running into these little alien monster type of things. And, you know, they kind of start putting them down into the ground. At the very end of this one, you find out that there's a leader of these monsters. So it's the first appearance. I'm going to kind of flash forward to that, just the very end here. I'm not too much of a fan of the artwork on this one, to tell you the truth. You know, I really give this artwork maybe just like a 3 or 2.75 out of 5. So here you go. I forgot what his name was, but the leader of these monsters, the rock monsters, I think they were called, something of that nature, that are coming here. So yeah, don't know if he's going to be a very popular villain going forward, but was a first appearance. X-23. So I love Laura Kinney, and I absolutely love Honey Badger. Man, totally fell in love with them both. I'm surprised people don't like him. Anyways, so yeah, this one pretty cool. So you have the Cuckoos, who at one point in time, never knew this, I always thought it was 3, but there was actually 5. They revived the 2 that actually died. They tried to bring them back to life. One of them died off. The other one they tried to save by capturing Honey Badger and trying to utilize her mutant abilities of regeneration and trying to put the mind of this one Cuckoo who's left over, who is dead, they brought back to life, into her body. So they were successful. So this is like a new character in a sense. But yeah, one of the Cuckoos is currently possessing the Honey Badger's body. Very cool stuff. Up to Laura to come and save her. And one of the Cuckoos kind of like going renegade, on the side at the same time. So yeah, pretty cool storyline, man. Really enjoy the storyline, enjoy the artwork, enjoy the dialogue, man. This title has it all, in my opinion. So yeah, X-23. XMen Blue. So XMen Blue really centers around the time displaced team. They're really tying it all up in the new Extermination title that's going on right now. So unfortunately, the timeline is kind of screwed up because this XMen Blue issue number 35, and there's only one more issue left, number 36, is going to tie up this issue in its entirety. They're going to cancel it. But both these issue number 35 and 36 happen before the extinction event that's going on right now. And I just don't understand what the timing was there, on Marvel's side, because the extinction event really only deals with XMen Blue. So I'm not really sure, why they couldn't finish this one and then start the Extinction title. Man, just really no clue. I think just poor, management or scheduling on Marvel's side, I think. But yeah, this one, kind of a throwaway issue, in my opinion. If you just kind of skip over to Extinction, you kind of, you get what's going on here, in my opinion. So I actually am going to pick up number 36 just because I'm a completist. But man, I would suggest a pass on 36 and just pick up the Extinction storyline right now, to tell you the truth. Champion. So there was like a little bit of a buzz about this one. It was kind of going to be, tackle some sort of issue. This one ended up being kind of not a PSA, but try to get a little bit more closer to home. So, over in America, there's tons of school shootings that are going on over the past, I don't know, maybe past 5 or 6 years. Kind of unexplained, just a big phenomenon that's kind of going on. So this one kind of hits home with Miles Morales, the alternate universe SpiderMan. He has, some of his friends who are actually shot. He goes to this high school, and his high school had a shooting, just like a lot of the current shootings, to where the shooter goes in there, shoots up some of the students, and then commits suicide, on site. That's what happened here, and so Miles is just kind of dealing with that, and to try to get, a story connected to the thousands, at this point in time, the thousands of students who this has actually happened to in America here over the past 5 or 6 years. So yeah, pretty cool storyline to kind of, address or try to, help cope with some of those students who actually went through this. So yeah, Champions number 24. Darth Vader. So yes, love this title, man, immensely. So the very end of the last issue, you actually had the Emperor, who has, grown additional trust here in Vader over the past couple issues here. The Emperor actually found Padme's original Naboo transport ship. This is the ship that actually got Anakin when he was a little boy off of Tatooine. So Darth Vader, here you go. Everyone remembers this one scene of Anakin kind of addressing Queen Amidala. But Darth Vader actually envisions himself as a child here. Kind of like a little ghost, like a strange little ghost scene, man. Kind of weird. But yeah, anyways, deeper into the psyche of Anakin, who's now Darth Vader, and a little bit more about this one dark relic. And this dark relic is going to be, I guess, the focus of the new story arc that's going on right now. So yeah, really enjoy Darth Vader. If you are a Star Wars fan, if you like Darth Vader, I highly suggest it for you to pick up these volumes. Fantastic Four. So when number 1 came out, I was not a fan. I said I was going to kind of skip it. This one had yet another first appearance, another character they're introducing. So I went ahead and picked it up. I read through this issue. It's okay. You know, I would just say okay. I believe, you know, the heavy Fantastic Four fans, I believe, you know, just kind of reading through my comments and kind of looking at other videos, it seems that Dan Slott has satisfied most of the older Fantastic Four fans. I think there's just a minority who are, you know, not really satisfied so far with the Dan Slott writing, but I don't know, it seemed average at best to me, not really being a Fantastic Four fan. So anyways, I picked this one up just, again, for a first appearance. Let me kind of show you who this person was, and I forgot what her name was, and I don't know if they actually state what her name, sorry man, I think I passed it up. I don't know if they actually stated, here she is. I don't recall if they said what her name was, but it's not Entropy. I forgot what her name was, but here you go. First full appearance, she talks and everything. So yeah, picked it up really just for that. So Fantastic Four #2. Domino. So a mutant that I never really was a fan of, just because on the luck factor, I liked Longshot over Domino. However, Gail Simone picking up in this one title, I've really enjoyed Domino more than what I ever have before. Along with this one title and Deadpool 2 movie, I have become a Domino fan. I've made the full conversion to be a Domino fan after, man, decades. I was collecting New Mutants when Domino was introduced. You know, I have multiple copies of that. And I was never a fan. I read through all her issues. I was never a fan until now, like 3 decades later, man, like really surprising. But anyways, I love her humor, her banter. And no, I hate Harley Quinn. I don't think that she's Harley Quinn here, in my opinion. I hate Harley Quinn, but I do enjoy this Gail Simone writing of Domino here. So yeah, we'll see if she continues to be a fan favorite of mine. Picked up a incentive variant. This was the Spider-Man video game variant that came out. This was at a low ratio, I think like 1:8 or 1:10, I think. It's only going for about $8 or $10 online. But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man #5. Moving on to Image, Oblivion Song. So this is a title that, you know, either you're gonna love it or hate it. I think the majority of the people who don't like Oblivion Song feel it's just way too slow. I would agree with some of that pacing, you know, just seems very, very slow at times, you know, quite a bit of exposition. There's not too much action, but, you know, I think that they're really trying to build up the world here, in my opinion. So this one here, you get more history of what happened more than anything else. So you come to find they introduce all the scientists who were all involved in creating the device. One of the scientists, you know, saw that there's energy, like some other like alternate world was there. They knew it was there. So they created a device that would, you know, momentarily merge the two universes together. And that's what screwed up everything here. That's what started this entire storyline. So pretty cool to see the actual backstory. You see, like, you know, 0 hour of the monsters basically merging with Earth, and they started talking about, you know, the air became stale. You know, at the very beginning they couldn't tell that there was a difference, but yeah, huge difference here, you know, once they kind of figure out what was going on. So yeah, really enjoy this one. This was more of a backstory. This is more backstory than we've ever gotten yet so far in the past 6 issues. So yeah, Oblivion Song. Crowded. Crowded #1, I thought was very, very fun. Different type of storyline, very fast paced, a lot of high energy. You have basically like a Kickstarter in a way that will go a GoFundMe that puts a public hit on a person, and apparently it's within the law, if you have a public hit on you, that it's legal to go get this person, go kill them, and go collect the money on it. You know, the cops, I guess, really don't get too much in the way. Along with the people trying to do the assassinations, you have people hired to try to protect the people that have a hit out on them. So yeah, pretty cool. Again, pretty funny. I wish there's a little bit more humor in this, but pretty good fast-paced energy, you know, nonetheless. So yeah, really enjoy this one. I heard this one was optioned for a movie or something of that nature, maybe a TV show, I don't know, but optioned somehow, some way. Cemetery Beach, #1 that came out from Image. So there are, I think, 3 or 4 different titles. Don't want to give away too much on this one, but artwork that goes along with the storyline, you know, I felt the artwork maybe a 3.75, maybe a 4 out of 5 with the storyline. You have one person being interrogated. You get a little bit more backstory here to where Humans found out back in a long time ago, I think 1930, that they found a way to transport themselves to another dimension, like another Earth. They started looking for other Earths that were similar to ours that we could inhabit. And again, this is back like 1930. We found one. I don't know which government found it. They haven't gone too much into it, but we set up like a base camp. So there's been two worlds that have been coexisting in a sense for quite some time, but it's a high secret, only high, government officials know about this. So this one guy gets in there and tries to kind of, you don't know what his mission is, but he definitely knows that something's going on. He's trying to get, he's on a reconnaissance mission. So yeah, love it. Extremely fast paced. There is action all the way through past that first interrogation. So yeah, this is a very interesting storyline, but man, there's a lot of titles out there about, Earth merging with like some other realm. A lot of titles out there right now, but yeah, I enjoy this one. I did subscribe to this one. I'll be picking up number 2 for sure. The Weatherman, number 4, another high pace, high energy type of storyline here. Find out that some guy, like a terrorist group, killed like 4 billion people on Earth at one point in time. That main person, his memories were deleted somehow. You're trying to get the backstory now at this point in time. Again, very high paced, high energy, things going on all the time. So, if you're looking for that fun, quick pace action, check this out. Pretty good storyline to go along with it. It's a little bit intriguing because you kind of want to know like what happened, like how did it all start. So yeah, The Weatherman. All right, we got a title with a bunch of Roman numerals. Come to find out, this is translates to 1975, which I guess is like the time era that they were going with here in this title. This title, a little bit of a strange storyline. It really centers around a taxi driver that you saw here on the cover. This taxi driver, this world is a strange, like magical world. Vampires, I think, a bunch of magical type of, monsters always attacking, in this New York City. So she has, regular affairs that she's trying to take customers from point A to point B, and along the way she always gets attacked. So she gets out there and starts, kicking some ass. She has this tire iron that I guess is either magical or she is magical, one or the other, but kind of like her, her hammer, like Thor in a sense. So the storyline kind of comes like straight up like a heavy metal type of, feel to it, in my opinion, both the artwork as well as like the strange storyline. This was pretty interesting if you're looking for something different. This was not enough for me to pick up a number 2 on. I'm happy I picked up a number 1 to get like a different, fresh storyline, but yeah, not enough for me on number 2. I'll check out the trade, if I hear good reports on this ongoing story. But yeah, 1975. Going on to Aftershock, we have one. Hot Lunch, this is number 2. So the Hot Lunch number 1, I felt was pretty intriguing. I felt they set up that storyline pretty well. Small town, mafia, small town, cop, bad cop, type feel to it. You have a family that's been controlling the vending machine, industry, and that kind of is to the tip of the iceberg. This one kind of deals a little bit more history, like the family feel to it. They get into the siblings who are kind of running the things in a sense. A lot of character development that occurs here, but that first one really, really caught me. This number 2 was kind of a slow read for me, in my opinion. Not enough maybe to go on to number 3. I'm really going to thumb through the number 3 to see if I want to pick it up going forward, but I expected a little bit more after reading that number 1. So this number 2 did not meet my expectations. So yeah, Hot Lunch Special number 2. Moth Whisperer. This is number 1. This is yet another one from Aftershock. This was a pretty cool storyline. Pretty decent artwork that went along with the storyline. You have basically 2 different, we'll say like headhunters or, guns for hire. Always stealing information or theft, for the most part. One male, one female. The female kind of dealt with, she has some sort of costume to where she's always changing her makeup and the costume will always change. Kind of like a Predator type of scenario to where she always looks like a different person. So she's never ever caught by, authorities or anyone else. The guy is kind of the same, kind of works in shadows, kind of like a Batman type of person. Somehow, some way, they were the best in the industry, and for some reason, for 6 months, no one ever heard from them ever again. Until one day, some person kind of popped up, and it looked like Moth was back, but come to find out, that's actually the daughter And you find out that Moth and, what was the other person? Moth and Whisperer were actually husband and wife, and they had a daughter. They disappeared, and you know, the day they disappeared, they told the daughter, like, hey, if we ever leave, you have to go protect yourself. You know, we'll meet up someday in the future. So this entire storyline is really the daughter trying to find her parents. You know, what happened to her parents, who were the best, you know, hitmen or the best thieves in the industry. So yeah, pretty cool concept. I think not enough for me to pick up a number 2. One, you know, enough for me to pick this up in trade. So yeah, Moth and the Whisperer. Got one from Boom Studios, Low Road West, and yet another title that merges Earth with another realm. So again, there's like 6 different titles out there, you know, kind of all dealing with the same undertone or the same under theme there. This one, you know, deals more with students in a post-apocalyptic type of world. So here you have all the oil fields, and I don't recall if they really explain why all the oil fields in the United States or in the world, I think, are all on fire right now. I don't know if it's a terrorist group. I don't know if the government did it. I don't know what happened here. They haven't really explained it, but at the end of the day, even with all that, there's some sort of merging with another realm, you know, yet again. So I don't know if this is enough for me to pick up a number 2. You know, it didn't really grab me, to tell you the truth. So yeah, Low Road West. Picked up a Riptide number 2. I missed out on number 1, and I went back online to go pick up like 5 or 7 of them, I think. I have not read through number 1 yet, so I'm going to bag and board this number 2. This is just a 4-issue series. This was already optioned for a movie, so that number 1 got hot like really, really quick. So I'm going to pick up at least 1 just to have a whole set, but I think I'm going to read it all in trade when I actually get them all. So yeah, Riptide number 2. I love sharks, man. Absolutely love sharks. So yeah, I thought this cover was extremely awesome. Picked up one more by a small publisher called Waxworks Comics. This was a title called Poser. This is kind of dealing with a serial killer type of storyline. So there's some music involved. You know, I actually play drums and guitar, so anything that's kind of music based, I'm always kind of attracted to. So this one kind of starts out in 1982. There is a serial killer who actually makes a quick kill here, you know, on this beach scene. They actually see who the killer is. They just, you know, disperse of the killer pretty quickly and assume that he goes off into the ocean and dies. Fast forward to today, what you have is either a copycat killer or the actual killer from before is still alive and he's killed again. So kind of like it's a serial killer title is what this one is. The artwork, I would only give this one like a 2 out of 5 in my opinion. I love horror, I love serial killers, but this was not enough for me to pick up a number 2, to tell you the truth. So yeah. So guys, if you would, please recall my free giveaway for this week, which is Black Panther. That's going to be it for this week's brand new haul. Should you enjoy what you see here, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.